Hello, screening committee members. My name is Andrew Anderson, and I'm here to answer some questions for you. With regards to my tutoring experience, I've been at Santa Fe College for 20 plus years. I started out at the Blount Center working in the adult education program, helping people get their GEDs. About the same time, I started tutoring Santa Fe College students in math and English at the Blount Center. After tutoring for about a year or so, when I finished graduate school, I got the position of learning lab manager at the Blount Center. So I was responsible for all the technology in the learning lab, and I was responsible for hiring and scheduling and managing tutors for what we called at the time the learning lab. After being in that lab manager position, which morphed into all kinds of different things, I worked with several directors, including Benny Alligood and Cheryl Calhoun, to expand our services, to create better, more functional spaces, and allow us to serve students in a much better way than we were able to in the past. At a certain point, the college was working on their QEP, and one of the things that they needed to do was figure out what they were going to do about passing and sort of retention rates in gateway courses like ENC 1101 and MAT 1033. A group of faculty, English and math faculty, were put together to try and come up with a plan to solve this problem. I was the only non-full-time faculty member, only person who wasn't faculty who was asked to be on that committee. Out of that committee, we put forward to the president and to the college the idea of the Learning Commons model, along with recommendations that we centralize tutoring services at the college, and we standardize tutor training for all of the tutors that are at the college, regardless of subject area. I continued working on this project, after we sort of got the go-ahead to create the Learning Commons model. I worked to create and pilot the CRLA, the College Reading and Learning Association training program, most of which we still use today to train our tutors at the Learning Commons. With regards to connecting the students with the Learning Commons, I would like to continue and expand, our current class visits program, and to work with department chairs to improve faculty buy-in. And our whole goal when we were going to create the Learning Commons was to make it inevitable that students were going to go to Learning Commons and use the services in hopes that that would improve retention, passing rates, and grades in general. For question number 2, I'd say that my main philosophy when working with students is to meet them where they are. No student is alike, no student is the same, and when you sort of employ a cookie cutter approach to working with students, either in the classroom or in a tutoring environment, that sort of ignores their individuality, ignores their unique perspectives, and ignores their various and distinct learning styles. I see my role as fostering an environment where help-seeking behavior is the norm. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Where growth mindset is the standard, that there's always room for growth. We have a poster in the Learning Commons that essentially says, instead of saying, I can't do this, you just put yet on the end of it. I can't do this yet, which implies that you will. So, fostering that, help-seeking behavior, make an environment where growth mindset is the standard, and where becoming a lifelong learner is sort of our most important goal. Managing staff, I think it's really only different in that you're working with employees, so you have to manage and supervise them in that way. But I feel like, we create an environment where tutors can continue to grow and develop, and we provide, training. It has nothing to do with subject matter, but just training on best practices as tutors. And we offer them access to professional development activities. In terms of sort of what I see as, an ideal tutoring situation, I think the first thing you need to do with the student is let them know that they're seen. Let them know that you see them there. And let them know, what subject area that you can tutor in. Once you initially introduce yourself, you want to do that with a friendly smile and a greeting, and you want to look approachable. In addition to that, you need to communicate with the tutee in a kind and understanding manner. A lot of times when people, end up in the Learning Commons, they're frustrated, they're not sure quite where they're at or what they need to do, and they may not even know what exactly they need help with. So when somebody's frustrated, confused, all those things about that subject, you need to be able to understand that and treat them accordingly. A good thing also is just sort of to set up a system to work with the students. One of the approaches that we use is visual first, right? The tutor will do an example of the problem and, by themselves without the student interacting with it, but just so the student can visualize what's going on. And then they'll work with the student to work in conjunction with the student to solve a problem or an issue or whatever it is together. So the first thing is student watches. The second thing is the student works with the tutor to solve the problem. And the last thing is the tutor sort of cuts them loose and lets them finish a problem all on their own. In terms of finishing off a tutoring appointment, I think it's a good thing for tutors to get students to sort of relate back the material and things that, subjects that they just covered in there, and sort of show that they have an understanding of what they've been working on. Another thing might be to set up a future session with the tutor. And that way, if you're working with the same tutor, you can come back at, a specified time when someone's there and work with that person again. And they sort of, know where you left off. Thank you very much for letting me speak with you today. And I look forward to seeing you in person. Thanks again.